Get ready for truth and transparency from an ocean of liberal tears. Welcome to the Blue Shark Show with your host, Mike Lang.
The City Council, September 21st of 2021, got a little heated, didn't it?
Yeah, I think that's putting it lightly.
Yeah, we had an agenda item, 6.4, for those of you who don't know, and there was an issue on how it was worded, and there were a lot of people, 12 or 13 people that came to speak on it, and that it was worded like this: discuss and take appropriate action to commission an independent value engineering alternative plan for the proposed East Side wastewater facility, which is kind of broad and opens up to pretty much anything, right?
To me, yeah, it does, and I think that's the most important thing. How's it perceived? Because they said alternative plan, that was part of the agenda. And, you know, there's a lot of alternative plans for this East Side wastewater plant that are out there. We've covered this in depth with Keith Road, the area where the new police station's going, that nice lakefront property. And, you know, there's been talk of a regional plant and all this other stuff. So the people that took time out of their day to show up to speak were geared up to speak on an alternative plan.
And it didn't go that way, because right off the bat you had Jeremy Sorel, who's the city attorney.
This is not about a TCEQ permit. This is not about some alternative site for some sort of wastewater treatment facility. This is about a value engineering plan for the current proposed East Side wastewater facility. That is what this agenda item is.
And he pretty much pigeonholed this one agenda item to what he thought it may have said. You know, he told the mayor straight out that he was there for Open Meetings Act and didn't want the council to violate anything, and he took it upon himself as a city attorney to decide what the agenda item was all about.
Protecting my client by not violating the Open Meetings Act, we've not put anything on the agenda that I see or am aware of in regards to any type of location or TCEQ hearings or anything to do with that.
You know, this isn't the first time that Jeremy, the city attorney for the city of Granbury at a high law firm, has given very poor advice to the city council. You know, here recently we had that ethics complaint, which was also discussed in the meeting that night, and that's another instance. You know, he's given them poor advice time after time, and it's, I think, time for him to be held accountable, whether by the high law firm who holds the contract for the city attorney position or the city council itself.
And what we have is we have Jeremy Sorel, city attorney, and then you have Chris Kaufman, and the city council are all sitting up there, and they really can't see each other. You know, the mayor, it's hard for them to look over and see because they're kind of in a line. But what the citizens were able to see, the smirks, the smiles, just the body language of the attorney and Chris Kaufman was ridiculous.
Yeah, and, you know, I think I saw even a couple instances where Kaufman and City Councilman Bruce Wadley were, you know, smirking back and forth with each other, and there appeared to be a little coordination there. And I think right now the City Council's in this novel position, and what I mean by that is we have recently elected a new mayor and a new City Councilwoman, Jim Jarrett and Kathy Reedy, and for too long we've had weak elected officials, and we talk about this all the time. At every level of government, when you have weak elected officials, they get led around by the nose by these unelected bureaucrats that oftentimes are on a power trip.
And that's truly what happens. You know, they don't do their homework. They don't understand what's going on for the most part. But what really gets me is you have two people up there smirking and trying to circumvent the citizen process of this agenda item and just go after the citizens just with their arrogance. And Mark Lowery comes up to speak and does an awesome job.
Do you realize it takes courage and initiative for these citizens to come in to speak? This was poorly written agenda item. And the way your arrogance and response to the people that are sitting here.
No, decorum.
The way you respond.
Some decorum.
Okay.
So Mark Lowery gets up to speak, like we said, did a great job. And here comes again the city attorney, Jeremy Sorel, because he just can't sit still enough and keep his mouth closed like he should. He's got to go back on the offensive.
He gave more poor advice. He keeps directing the council, and he's really stepped outside of his roles and responsibilities because during the discussion period, you don't have to be exactly on the topic as perceived by the attorney. It's as perceived by the people. And I think Commissioner Eagle made that point.
If they're looking at working on an alternative location, and that's possible, the way your item is stated, it's vague, it's misleading, and I should be able to say what I got to say, and you can shut me down, but the explanation I heard was nothing but vague, misleading. I'm talking about the independent value engineering alternative plan.
And for him to continue to do this, again, he stepped outside of his role as city attorney, and he continues to try to undermine the mayor. And it's this battle going on right now where the bureaucracy is turning on the mayor and Councilwoman Kathy Reedy.
Several people just can't say thank you, leave it like that, and then talk to the citizens afterwards. They have to just keep going on and on and on, and they forget who they work for. They work for the city, but these elected officials were elected by the people. So they're paid through taxpayer funds, and they work for the taxpayer. So if they want to come back on the offensive, and then when Mark Lowery comes back, they don't want to listen to Mark Lowery because they want to have the last word.
So let me move.
Mayor, I didn't write the agenda item.
No, I
It
didn't
was
say you
submitted
did.
to someone else. My job,
You're
both of
laughing
you.
at these people, your smugness. These
Both
people
of you.
are
my
citizens.
job is to
no.
ensure.
Well, if you have a servant's heart, this is not going to happen.
You're going to take criticism as a public official, elected official, or even government employees. And it's important for the city attorney to understand that he's going to have to get a little thicker skin.
And we need more people like Mark Lowery to step up. Commissioner Dave Eagle is there to step up. We had the normal people with Granbury Fresh that came in to speak about this whole agenda item. This is what we need from the citizens. They see how the city council is going, and they want to change. And if you were in the audience or you watched this video, and please go watch the video for yourself, see how the city council acts and reacts to this. Most do a fine job, and they sit there and they nod and they shake their head. But you have Chris Kaufman and Jeremy Sorel that act like second graders in a room, and that should not be. Shark Show out.